Welcome everyone to this tutorial about normalization. Normalization is the process of minimizing redundancy from a relation or set of relations. So, the purpose of this process is to minimize the redundancy of data as much as possible to ensure consistency and avoid any redundant data. And there are several levels or forms are used to eliminate or reduce redundancy in database tables. Let's have a look at this unnormalized table. This table is about employees. In the first column, we have employee ID, name. In the second column, manager, department, sector, and spouse and children. So if you look here, you will find under name in the first record, you find here two values. Car, the first name and the second name. And the same thing here. And the same thing here in this cell. So in some cells, we have more than a value. And also there are some values are redundant. So this table is unnormalized. So what is the problem in this table? What is the problem when we have a normalized table? The first problem, it will be difficult to update the database if a table has data redundancy. Data might be lost or extra storage can be consumed. Update and deletion and normalize can appear due to data redundancy. In some cases, you may update a piece of data in a table and forget to do the same thing for the other tables. So in this case, you will find some differences in the same data. The purpose of normalization is to avoid falling in this trap. And normalization comes in several levels. So first we achieve a first level, then the second level, then the third level, and so on. So first we start with the first normal form or first NF. In this level, each cell must contain one value. So as you see here in this table, we have more than a value in some cells. The first level is just to have one value in each cell. The second normal form must be in the first normal form, and all non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on the primary key. In other words, there should be only one primary key that represents all other fields. For example here, the value here in sector should only depend on the employee ID, should not depend on any other field. Same thing for engineering, same thing for manager, same thing for name. So we should not have here a composite key. We should have only one key, and all the values in the other columns should be dependent on this value. And after we achieve these two, we move to the third one, which is the third normal form. This form should meet the second normal form conditions and not contain any transitive partial dependency. And the meaning of that, we should not have any values here, for example, that depend on a column, and this column depends on another column. 7G here should not depend on safety, and safety depends on employee ID. 7G, for example, should depend only directly on the employee ID. So that's what we call it transitive. A column depend on the column, and this column depend on another column. Thus violate the third normal form. And you are going to understand this very well when we are going to take the example. We have also BCNF form, we have fourth normal form, and we have fifth normal form. The good news here, we don't have to implement these three forms. Most of databases practically stop in the third normal form after they achieve the third normal form. And in the next tutorial, we are going to take an example to apply these three forms on a table to achieve the third normal form.